Okay, the overall event is called a CDE, which stands for a combined driving event. So what we're doing is we're driving horses put to carriages, and we are combining three types of tests here. The first test that people do is called dressage, which is like ridden dressage, which some people may be more familiar with, where basically the horse and carriage have to perform geometric patterns, and they are judged in a fairly complicated international system that basically tries to determine how well trained the horse is. Can it bend? Is it balanced? Does it know its different gaits? Is the difference between a collected trot, a medium trot, a lengthened trot, etc. And these are all things that are performed in front of a judge. The second test that they have is a precision driving test at speed. So we have cones, which are not dissimilar from traffic cones. In fact, that's what they came out of in the old days, but now they're very specialized. And the horses, depending upon the level that they're working at, have anywhere from 10 inches to just a couple of inches clearance for the wheels, the difference between the width of the wheels and the width of the cones. And this is a timed event. You have a time you have to make, and if you hit a cone, there's a ball on top, which falls down, and then you get penalty points for that, which is added to your time. So those things happen on Saturday. We'll be starting about 8:30 in the morning and probably going till 1 or 2 in the afternoon. Sunday is what we call NASCAR with horses, for those who like NASCAR. You will see that many of the drivers and they will be driving singles, they'll be driving pairs, and they'll be driving four-in-hands. That is 4 horses, two pairs, one ahead of the other. And we have 3 levels of competition here. Training level, which is the lowest, slowest, safest. Preliminary, which is preliminary. Intermediate, which is 1 step below advanced. And advanced is what the international people do. And we will have drivers at all of those levels here. The training level drivers will go out on course. They will take a trot up Kane Road to Fred McGivern's farm. They will do about a 6-kilometer course up there to sort of loosen them up, make sure they're in good shape. They'll then walk back down Kane Road to the farm here, where there will be a veterinary check. So no horse is allowed to go out on what we call the obstacle part of the marathon until it has been checked over by a series of vets. Heart rate, their lung capacity, whether they're overheated on a warm day, so it's very horse safety oriented. Then they go out on what's called Section B, which is the fun stuff. So in back of us here, we can see the white fences with all of the letters. You can see A, B, C, D, and E from here. And basically if you were driving, Jeremy, you and your horse would come through a gate and the clock would start, and you would know that for every second it takes you to complete this test, you're going to get 0.2 of a penalty point. So it's sort of like golf, low score wins. So you're going to go as fast as you can. You've got to go through A before you go through any other letters, then go through B before you hit C and D, C, etc. And then when you're done, you're out. Now the training level only has to do A, B, C, prelim A, B, C, D. When you get to intermediate, A, B, C, D, E. So you'll find some precision driving with as much speed as people can muster, although the training level people who start first in the morning will go slow and easy because they are training. We can also see the water obstacle here. The gates there'll be letters put up on the large concrete tubs with the flowers in them, and the horses will be going through the water again as quickly as they possibly can. Where we're standing here, we will have a couple of nice tents set up with chairs. We do have sponsors who have some reserved seats, but we have general seating for the public under the shade. People can also bring their lawn chairs. We've got free parking for a couple of 100 cars here, unless it rains. If it rains, no one's going to come anyway. I think we should tell people that this is extremely kid-friendly, and also everything is handicapped accessible. So if somebody's in a wheelchair, we will have a restroom that they can use. Good place to bring the kids, bring the grandkids. It's really a family activity. Most drivers there are some young people. Most people are in their 50s and 60s, and they are very family oriented. So when they're not driving, they're very happy to talk to people. We will have food available here. We will have concessions. So it makes for a pretty nice family day, and the price of admission is exactly 0.
Can't beat 0.
And on Now, we should note that on Sunday, because the city allows us to close Kane Road because of part of the course, that people will need to access us by coming down Highway M, turning onto Kane Road, and then a short section of Kane will be available so they can get into the parking lot. We will get started about 8:30 on Sunday with the training level, and probably by 10 or 10:30 or so with the preliminary level. And again, we'll probably we try to wrap up by early afternoon because of the heat. Obviously, these horses are going to be working hard, and in the summer, if it's going to be a hot day, we want them done before the temperature climbs. The event is run by the Hickory Knoll Fund, Inc. Now, the Hickory Knoll Fund, Inc. is a 501c3, and we do raise a lot of money for various events. In fact, I'd like to mention an event that we're going to be having September 24th, and which some Fitchburg firefighters have been involved in already. Is we are working with the Midwest Large Animal Rescue Group, which is another charity. And what it does is it trains our first responders, and as I said, we've already trained some Fitchburg people, so that if we end up with a horse trailer or a cattle truck or a sheep van upside down on the belt line, we actually have first responders who know how to rescue animals and to do it safely, both for them and for the animals. So the Hickory Knoll Fund runs this show as a fundraiser, and it is our sponsors who really help us, and we will have programs available with our sponsors. So it is a way of putting together some money, having fun, and I would note that about half of our drivers who come are also sponsors. So we do get a lot of nice donations from our drivers, because it's a great deal of work to put on an event like this. We need about 60 volunteers and weeks of work before this. So the drivers are very supportive, and that helps us support charities in the Fitchburg area.
There you have it. Hickory Knoll's event coming up this weekend kicks off Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Again, free parking, and remember that on Sunday, Kane Road will be closed. So if you're driving around that area, you'll know why. But it says Kane Road will be open up until the parking ramp, or parking lot. So we kind of scoped it out, and it's going to be a fun event for everybody. All right, we need to take a quick break. We'll be right back to wrap up the show with PB&J.